Okay, here I am at 60 Calle la Plata in Blue River. And aside from the fact that it's just a spectacular day, check that out. That right there is like casting its own light, basically. It's Tuesday in the middle of the day. There's not a lot of traffic. But I would argue that the road noise is not terrible. The yard here, the property here, needs some love. Like this plant that you see everywhere that looks like a daisy, that's really called false chamomile, and it's considered to be a noxious weed. It comes out of the ground pretty easily. It does tend to return, but if you stay after it for a few years, it'll go away. And then the county, and I don't know how Blue River deals with this, but the county also has a program where if you hire someone to come and do weeds for you, they'll give you up to $500 to offset the cost of some day labor kind of thing. But the problem here is pretty significant. It's everywhere. Like I said, it comes out of the ground pretty easy. Ask me how I know that. But anyway, it's a very small concern. Okay, so I've walked through here and I turned on all the lights, and I'm feeling like this could be a very good solution. Yes, I did come up some stairs from here, right? How many stairs? Well, if you count that one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But there's a long row here. And then there is also this separate entrance over here that only has 2 steps up. But there's also a step inside the house associated with that. I don't know. It might present a good plan B. Okay. So here, inside here, we have, this is a kind of a brownish gray tone LVP. Television. I'm assuming that's a gas fired. Yeah, I can see the gas valve over there. But enclosed fireplace insert. I feel very strongly that this is a modular building, and this is the dividing line between the mods. This door is a 3.0 or a 3.0 door, I feel. No, I got a rock in my shoe. That's going to make a lot of noise. There's pretty good space here. Pretty good space here. This table could obviously move quite a lot. Pretty good space here. Pretty good space here. This countertop is stone of some kind, but it's highly manufactured. I thought in the photos that it might have been Formica, but it's really a stone product. Sink is kind of a poly. This is pull down. There's going to be some evidence in this house here and there that it is in fact a rental. I'll point those out as we go along, but this is really pretty cool. These tiles, glass front, color on the back, large format, right? Like that's 4x8 or so, with a hood and gas. I need to figure out if it's propane. Microwave over wall oven. See this broken piece of crown molding right there? That's, there's a little growing list of things like that. Some bang up here and there. This floor continues. Little transition there to a different flooring type, and this is that utility room. This is the utility room. There's a furnace unit inside this closet right there. Thus the vents and the dust. Newer Samsung So this is a little piece of quartz or granite, maybe polished. Those cabinets are newer. And here's a step. This is one 6-inch right there. But this cubby storage is really pretty cool. This is built in with, this is also a laminate product. It's pretty good looking though. And then this is that separate entrance that we looked at a second ago. So from here, there's a step down and then 2 more, 1, 2. But there's all this room. There's tons of room. And there's tons of places to, like, if you come in the way I did, you can drive, assumably, all the way around here. I'll look when we go out on the deck. So, false chamomile. Noxious weed. Okay, so then we can carry on. It looks like an alarm system of some kind. Floor changes right here. This is a quote unquote level transition, but there's a little bump right there. And then bathroom 1. This is that same rock based countertop that we saw in the kitchen. Pretty good space here. That's 2.5 feet right there. These are 1-foot tiles. I don't know what the requirement is at this stage of the game. And then this has a poly, or like acrylic insert all in one piece. It's a weird place for the drain, but nonetheless, that's where it is. Okay. Then straight across, we have a bedroom. This is a very typical opening right here, which I think is probably 2.8. And this is smaller bedroom. They're using it obviously as an office. Has a regular size closet. I opened these blinds. The blinds are one of those things that I'm like, there's been a lot of use. That's the view today. When you get a flank, you get the flank right there of, that's Quandary, the one with snow on it, and then the browner one that's between the leaves and Quandary is called Helen. Windows closed, really no noise. You have, I think, what I am going to gather to be, when we're upstairs, you'll see a whole house ventilation system, maybe. Anyway, here's another bedroom. This is the kind of sort of maintenance things that exist here and there throughout the house it's just evidence of having been rented. And it's also kind of bland, same paint colors throughout, sort of blends right in with the trim and the furniture. Let's see if I can get a wider angle here. Nothing too, outstanding, but at the same time, it's not dilapidated really either. This is linen, I think. Oh no, hot water heater. I'll look closer to see if I can find an age on there. Then this is a bigger bedroom. Has a big old TV mounted right here. Has its own bathroom. Again, this goes throughout. Shower over here. Shower insert, right? Acrylic style. Bath fitter solution. Same mirror and light fixtures. And then this is a soaker tub, which there are no jets, which personally I find that a little easier to deal with because there's less maintenance. So that driveway actually doesn't go around the house. It goes out there to the next road right there, which is Aspen Drive, maybe? I'll have to look it up. But then this primary bedroom, that window faces that driveway around the back. I opened this to see, what kind of windows and light you get here. Again, there's some evidence that the place just needs a little bit of deep cleaning, and greater love. This is what happens to shades. And then I tried, these don't go up anymore, and that is broken or disconnected up there. A couple of closets over here. Or it's one closet, it just has two doors. So primary 1 plus 2 plus a hallway bathroom, utility, mudroom, laundry, kitchen, living, dining. The house sits above grade, but there's no downstairs. There is a crawl space under there. And then there's this additional space above the house. Right here, an inspector might point out that there's no handrail on this side. I think this is okay as long as you have a grab bar over here, but nonetheless, small thing, no big deal. Carpet, we transition again to carpet up here, and I realize only a fraction of the population will be coming up here, but there is yet another bedroom here. It's good size. Has this locked. This is locked, and I'll show you it's locked on the other side as well. Big king room. Away from the side of the house where there might be noise. I have yet to explore that space. And then this has its own bathroom as well. There's a funny little curb right here. But again, for those people who are up here, it might not matter. Another one right here. I think you could alleviate that with, if you wanted to, you could fill that in, shorten this door. Not a big project. And then same thing, you could somehow, I don't know, something, if you wanted to. This is cool. This is custom tile, mismatched, I guess, that sort of Tuscan style against Grecian. The Greeks versus the Romans, I wonder if they care. Probably not, but it's, not an insert. Somebody did that custom tile work. A little bit of vault. Again, increasingly sure that this is a modular build. So now I'm going to go downstairs and out to the garage. Outside now. Just going to give us a little bit of a feel for the noise again. I mean, it's over there. But at least right now, again, it's the middle of the day on a Tuesday. Maybe today's Wednesday, actually. I think it's Wednesday. Not a big reason for a lot of traffic. But if the cars were like that, one after the next, for a couple of hours, in both lanes, going both directions, that's, you can kind of guess as to how that would be on a weekend, for instance. So, big double. I feel like the age of the garage is younger than the rest of the house. It's off the bat, it feels like a stick-built garage. But we're going to find out right now. So many of these. Okay, so this door assumably goes upstairs. Oh, I might not be able to do that. Dang. But this is gray painted particle board, not concrete. It's pretty dirty on the floor here, but it is a garage, so to be expected maybe. And I'm going to say, they sit here, look out at the world, or they play some ping pong. It's quite obviously a rental, so they is whoever happens to be here. plenty big for 2 cars. It really needs cleaning. It also looks a little bit like it was recently finished and they left all their supplies here. I don't know the real story. Heat for that space, I guess. I mean, for this space. And then crawl space full of stuff under there. Okay, so I don't have access to the accessory, but I'm hoping photos of it are in the MLS. I'll see what I can do in terms of getting more information about that. In the grand scheme of things, I think this is probably worth a look. It's not perfect, but it is. The list of things to do is smaller than examples that we've seen elsewhere. Here's another little, I don't know why that happened. Oh, please. Sorry, I dropped you. Or how easily it can be fixed. That seems like a hinge, and then you would take these out of vertical to get that to match up right there, but I don't know. Yeah, okay. Hopefully that's informational enough to help you out.